Hello and welcome back to another episode of Main Event Wrestling. This is part 4 of my full season playthrough of WWE Smackdown. Shut your mouth as Jeff Hardy. So, quick recap, here's what happened. I entered the King of the Ring tournament. I beat Eddie Guerrero. No, who did I beat first in the qualifier? William Regal. Beat William Regal in the qualifier. I then beat Eddie Guerrero in the quarterfinals. I then beat Hardcore Holly in the semi-finals to then beat Lance Storm in the final. So I have now earned myself a shot at the WWE Undisputed Champion. And I'm going to assume it's going to be at Vengeance. I would prefer SummerSlam, but I assume it's Vengeance. Anyway, so we're going to move forward and yeah, we're going to see if I do get my title shot. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty then, this is the card for the first week of Raw. In the opening match, Hell in a Cell. Spike Dudley versus Devon Dudley. Wow, what an opener. That would be amazing. I am in the middle of the card against William Regal. And in the main event, it is a cage where escape, pinfall, and submission are all forms of victory between The Rock and Kurt Angle. So let's find out what's going to happen. Is there going to be any kind of build for me versus the new Undisputed Champion, Chris Jericho? Or is it just going to be lull, you know? Already then, there was no storyline, no progression, no nothing. Just straight into it. Alright, fine, okay. Anyway, opening match, Spike Dudley, Devon Dudley, Hell in a Cell. It's hard to pick who's going to win, but I'm going to say Devon. Yep, Devon beat little Spike Dudley, beating his little brother down and getting the win inside Hell in a Cell. The next match is me versus William Regal. It's not for my European Championship, which is nice because I am on a quest to become the belt collector. I really should have challenged for the Intercontinental and Hardcore sooner. Maybe I'll try and squeeze that in when I get the chance. But yeah, Jeff Hardy, William Regal, let's get into it. Alright, William. I think this is like the third, maybe fourth time I have faced William Regal. And I'm not going to lie, it's getting a bit boring. So I'd like to get through this one as quickly as humanly possible.
1, 2.
Oh, so close. If only. If only. It is what it is. Oh well. But, you know, let's get the beat down in on Mr. Regal. And then find out if there is going to be some kind of story progression. Oh, now it'll be a rope break. You know, if there is going to be some kind of story progression regarding me and my hunt for the Undisputed Championship. Wait, don't be posing for the fans. Jerk. Boom. Right, let's climb up top for 50. Tree 50.
1, 2.
Damn. I will get my free count soon. But yeah, it's like I've faced William Regal about 3 or 4 times now. I'm just trying to recall in my head each time. I'm sure there was one for the European Championship, which, you know, obviously, well, when I first originally challenged for it. Then there more than likely would have been one at Insurrection. And then the King of the Ring qualifying match. Now
2,
this.
3.
Which is over. Good. Alright, there I am in the middle of the ring. The King of the Ring winner, Jeff, has just announced the title shot for the champion. God, it's just terrible. So the King of the Ring winner, Jeff Hardy, has announced that he is going to have a shot at the Undisputed Champion. This is what he wants to do, right? After becoming King of the Ring? Well, yes, King, that is exactly what I want to do. I mean, that was my right, my privilege that I earned after winning King of the Ring, that I wanted to have a shot at the Undisputed Champion. Dingbat. Anyway, so I'm going to have to move things along. Right, in the main event, The Rock beat Kurt Angle inside the cage. Devon beat Little Spike Dudley in Hell in a Cell. I beat William Regal for, I think, now the 4th time. And you know what? I'm going to see if I can try and get a shot at a mid-card belt before becoming the Undisputed Champion. Maybe I'll go after the Intercontinental, if I can. But yeah, we'll find out in just a second. And here is the card for this week's episode of Raw. Inside a cage tornado tag escape only, Al Snow with his protege, Maven, go up against Kurt Angle and Taz. Looks like Taz is being kind of pulled out of the main event picture after, featuring quite a fair bit on Raw in the build up to King of the Ring. I am in the middle of the card against Matt Hardy. Cool. And in the main event, it's Undertaker versus Chris Jericho. I wonder if Jericho's going to have anything to do this week. Right, so long and short of it, I decided to go see Ric Flair, see if I could get a title match. And he was like, hey man, good to see you. I wanted to talk to you. And then I asked for the title shot and he's like, I'm too busy to deal with you right now. And it's, well, okay, great. So no title shot for me for the Intercontinental. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Then whilst I was wandering backstage, I ran into Chris Jericho and he was like, hey, who you looking at? And I was like, hey dude, who you looking at? And he was like, what did you say to me, Junior? And I was like, standing there all cool and everything, just living for the moment, etc., etc. And the next thing you know, he's like, I'm a living legend, jackass. Well, he didn't say jackass, but he might as well have. And then he was like, bah, 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 and all that stuff. Jericho, whatevs. Anyway, opening match. Al Snow, Maven, Kurt Angle, Taz. I want to say Kurt Angle and Taz are going to win this. And they did. Taz really needed that win. Middle of the card, Jeff Hardy versus his brother, Matt Hardy. And I'm sure Jericho at some point is going to have something to do, something to say regarding my title shot. So, without further ado, let's wrestle. Brother versus brother. Oh, brother. I mean, you gotta love a good brother versus brother match. Whether it's storyline brother versus brother, like Kane and The Undertaker, Edge versus Christian, or real life brothers like Matt and Jeff Hardy, Owen Hart and Bret Hart. You gotta love those kind of matches. They're just fun. I mean, the only one that I think stunk the joint out, and even then, personally, I don't feel it was their fault, really. Damn, Matt's really getting some stuff in. He's not giving me any chance to breathe. Do you want to reverse something? I think... There we go. God damn. I think the only match, anyway, as I was saying, that really stunk up the... God damn it. Let me get some sustained offense in. Matt is really not giving me much to do right now. Come on. Do something. Oh, man. I'm trying to get a point out. The only match, now I think, really stunk up the joint was Jimmy versus Jey Uso at WrestleMania. Brother versus brother. Now, I don't think it was their fault, to be honest. I mean, the storyline was there, which was all well and good. But the issue was the match didn't really, A, live up to hype, and B, did not last long. So... there you go, you got issues from the word go straight away. But it's just, generally speaking, damn you, Matt. Right, that's it. Get out here. Come on, Jeff, get up. And when you don't really have the time to really, put in the work, put in the effort, etc., etc., to something that you could have worked really hard towards, in terms of build, etc., etc., then, of course, it's not exactly going to be the most fun, fulfilling match, etc., etc. And there I am holding on to an invisible rope at the moment, because I'm stumping a mud hole in his ass and walking him dry. But like I said, I don't think it's their fault. They were probably told, like, okay, you've literally got 5 minutes, go in, do this, do that, because we're gonna, like, do some kind of segment or whatever. Alright, let's get a taunt in. Well done, Matt. Okay, I say that sarcastically, and then he goes ahead and does that. Goddamn depth perception. It's really hard to judge, alright? I actually have quite good depth perception, you know? But with that, I just seem to completely mess it up.
1, 2, 3.
Nice. Jericho lost the Undisputed Championship. I'm going back up against the Undertaker. Oh my. I mean, they're asking what about my title shot, and I'll put it simply, it will still go ahead. It needs to go ahead. I've earned that. Oh man. Oh, I've you know, and that makes that interaction with Jericho like that little bit more entertaining for me, because he was like, I'm a living legend, and then loses the Undisputed Championship 2 weeks after winning it. Well, it looks like I'm going to be going up against the Undertaker then, but how is this going to play out? You know, we can only really find out when we keep moving on. So, after Jericho loses the Undisputed Championship 2 weeks after winning it, he's not even on the card. Great. But in our opening match, it is a 6-man Battle Royal. Goldust, Edge, The Hurricane, Big Show, Eddie Guerrero, and Raven. I'm in the middle of the card against William Regal once again. And in the main event, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Taz. Alright, Jericho's in the ring. What has he got to say? Jeff, I don't know what to say. I'm totally lost for words. So am I, because you suck. Well, I do have one thing to say, and that is, I will be on top once again. So I went ahead and said, there's no point in dealing you with anymore, I'm going to have to go kick his ass. And after that interaction, you know, I have a feeling Jericho's going to get involved one way or the other. Right, who's going to win this one? I'm going to say Edge. Which he does. Alright, fair enough. And once again, for, by my count, the 5th time, maybe, that I'm facing William Regal. It's getting a bit boring, but hey, you know, we'll keep on trucking with it, we'll keep on moving, etc, etc. But yeah, me versus William Regal, let's wrestle. Alright, William, let's make this quick, for the love of God. Because now 5 times I've faced you. Come on, just accept the pin. Eat the pin. He just doesn't want to be pinned. He just wants to keep on coming for more.
2.
Right. I mean, I'll beat him down. I'll do everything that I can. Oh, close on hitting that. Come on, get a bit closer. Oh, you son of a bitch. Alright, take this outside. Ooh, knee to the gut. Cheeky chappy. Right, let's get back in the ring. I did want to try and hit that head scissor move, but I'm looking at it and I'm... Damn depth perception! Like I said, I normally have really good depth perception. It's just bad when I play this. Right, let's go for another 450. Come on, hit it. Boom.
1, 2, 3.
Jericho hasn't got involved yet. That's fine. Edge went on to win the 6-man Battle Royal, as I predicted. And of course, Austin beat Taz. I mean, that just had an Austin win any day of the week. 24/7, 365. Multiverse. You know, in no universe was Taz ever going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. Sorry. But anyway, we're going to move forward. Hopefully I can get more focus on Undertaker as opposed to Chris Jericho. On this week's episode of Raw, looks kind of exciting. Hardcore triple threat match. I can assume that's for the hardcore title. Maybe it's just a rando match. Maven versus William Regal versus Eddie Guerrero. I'm in the middle of the card once again. I'll be tagging with Goldust against Reverend Devon and The Undertaker. In the main event is a cage match where you can escape, pin your opponent, or force them to submit to win. Still waiting on Chris Jericho to potentially do something. Will he? Doubt it. He's a little pussy and bitch. Right, let's get into it. Okay, this isn't for the hardcore title, it's just a hardcore triple threat match. Maven, Regal, Guerrero. I'm going to say Eddie Guerrero. Yep, there it is. Middle of the card, Jeff Hardy and Goldust versus Reverend Devon and The Undertaker. Will Undertaker eat the pin? Or is Jericho going to get involved? Or am I going to lose? The possibilities are endless. Endless, I tell you. Anyway, let's wrestle. Alright then, let's get this tag team match done, shall we? There was something I remember hearing years ago. I forget how long ago it was. But basically it was Devon talking about the Reverend Devon character. And the thing is, he actually said how he really liked it. He didn't think it was demeaning or whatever. He enjoyed it. And it was actually sad to see it go when they decided to put him and Bubba back together, but he also understood now it was just logical to put him and Bubba back together because, you know, they are the Dudley boys. They're better together as a unit as they were, you know, separate at the time. Of course, both went on to have their own respective singles careers in TNA and blah, 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 blah. You know, but there was also something that I remember from that interview or, you know, regarding the Reverend Devon character was that part of the reason why he enjoyed it is because it was quite close to home for him, you know, in that it was like family reasons or whatever of like, what do you call it? I think he said his mum was a preacher or something like that, or like, you know, he would preach a lot, etc. You know, basically he enjoyed that preacher aspect. Let's get a quick pin. Oof, thought that was going to be it. But yeah, it's like he enjoyed being that preacher character because, like I said, it was more of a character close to home for him. And you know what? Fair play. You know, if he enjoyed it because of that, then he enjoyed it because of that. You know. Oof. Caught me off guard there a little bit, you did, Devon. Right. Boom. Quickly whilst take us down.
1, 2, 3.
Still no sign of Chris Jericho. And it was kind of funny, actually, at the end of the match, you know, where they have the wrestlers walking to the back and what have you. Goldust was limping, and it was like, what did you do, pull a muscle whilst going after Undertaker or something? It's like, oh no man, I pulled a muscle. I don't know, I just thought it was funny, you know, and that's just me. Anyway, we got the victory, so there's still no sign of Chris Jericho, which is good, you know, but he said, I'll be back. Maybe he's going to interfere in this main event match with me and The Undertaker? Who knows? And the main event match between Rock and Big Show, The Rock won. Of course he was. I mean, it's Big Show. Oh, it's the Big Slow. You know? Anyway, we're going to move on to Vengeance, and we're going to go after the Undisputed Championship. Wellity, would you look at that? For me, anyway, it's going to be, you know, pulling double duty and what have you. In the opening match, though, hardcore fatal 4-way. I assume that's for the hardcore championship. Taz, Maven, Raven, and Devon. I am in the middle of the card against Albert in a ladder match. I can only assume that will be for the European Championship. All right, cool. And then main event, Jeff Hardy versus The Undertaker for the Undisputed Championship. I would have rathered the ladder match against The Undertaker, so it could have been like real life dealy. That would have been cool. But no, I get the ladder match against Albert. And then I get to face Undertaker in a one-on-one match. Anyway, let's get into it. Opening contest for the Hardcore Championship. Taz, Maven, Raven, Devon, Hardcore Fatal 4-Way. Who's going to win? I would like it to be Raven, but I wouldn't say no to Taz. Taz defends the title. Next match. Me versus Albert for the European Championship in a ladder match. I have no issues with this. I'm going to kick his ass. Now I'm going to go on to face the Undisputed Champion, The Undertaker, straight after. So, it's going to go from one match to the next. Without further ado, let's wrestle not one, but two matches. Let's go. Alright, Albert, soon to be known as Lord Tensai, now known as your real name, Matt Bloom. And this is before he became A-Train. You know, this is whilst he still had the same look, whilst he was part of X Factor, or tagged with Grandmaster Sexay, or part of TNA, and I forgot about that bloody scissors kick. Right. Not the best of starts. Go on, mate, get the ladder. It's all good. It's all good. So I'm going to beat your ass with... There we go. Just couldn't remember what the bloody... how to pick it up. I can't remember. Can I do moves with it? Yes, I can. Right. Time to make him hurt. Yes. When physics, you know, did not compute, so to speak. Right. Plop it there. Then I'm going to grab you. Now I'm going to throw you into the ladder. You're not going to do squats because I'm going to do this. This is going to hurt. Boom! God, kudos to any wrestler who chose to do that. I mean, you're literally landing on steel, jumping off something, landing on steel just to crush another person. Oof. I mean, fair play. Like I said, fair play to any wrestler who decides to do that. I mean, what's worse is if they're lying on top of one ladder, and then you place another ladder on top, and obviously the person in the middle gets squished between two ladders. Or you could just be Joey Mercury after what happened in that TLC match back at Armageddon in 2006. Woof. Right. Get this done. Alrighty then. I went in against Albert. Being nice and quick, preserve it. Oh, here you are. Now you're deciding to get involved in my business. Alright. What, mate? What? Get in the ring. Come on, get in the ring. Get in the fucking ring. Shit-eating piece of ass. Okay, I didn't want to do that kind of roll-up, but still. Get out of the ring. You fucking jackass. What? You leave it until now to get involved in my business. You had two... God damn it! You had 2 whole weeks. 2 whole weeks to get in my business, but you decided to leave it until now. You little bitch. I mean, not I had a reason to get out of the ring, but now I don't. But if I am outside of the ring, buddy, you are in for it. Good old-fashioned whisper in the wind. I mean, Jericho, you are so lucky I don't come out there and just whip your ass. Anyway, so I went in against Albert, decided to beat him nice and swift, preserve some energy and what have you, because yeah, up against the Undertaker now, and the Undertaker is just leveling me down. Touch me, Jericho, and I swear to God I'm coming outside and I'm going to beat you down. Don't you dare reach into this ring. Don't you dare. Just stand there, mouth off what you want, be a jackass, and all that good stuff. Just stay right there. Alright? Go eat a bag of dicks. Oh, damn. Undertaker. Undertaker. Oh, damn. Okay, things are starting to get exciting now. Not sure the camera knew what to do there. Finally, I hit that running drop kick. Undertaker was laid out, probably gassed from all of the running, etc. Right. Let's do this. I love that move. I do it way too often, but it's just fun to do. Swear to God. Jericho, you touch me. You touch me, I will end your life. I will make sure you don't become a prominent part of AEW in its early years. I will make sure of that. Right. Time to finish Undertaker off. Boom. Jericho, you stay right there.
1, 2, 3.
So there you have it, folks. Jericho did decide to get up in my business and tried to, ruin my moment, etc., etc. But hey, I kicked his ass out of the ring nice and quick. So I can then go on, beat The Undertaker, and I am now the new undisputed WWE Champion, as well as the European Champion. Can I continue that belt collector run that I've been meaning to do? I guess, it's only really possible if I was to lose the Undisputed Champion. But, Undisputed Championship, not champion. Anyway, but we'll have to find that out next time. So until then, thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Main Event Wrestling. And as always, I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a like. Share the video as well, because the more shares, the more views, the more that the channel continues to grow, and the more that I get to do this for you. Subscribe to L-1 Entertainment if this is your first time on the channel. Don't forget to check out all of the other content that's currently available, because you never know, there might be something that you like. And if you do subscribe, hit that notification bell so you are notified about any and all content that goes live onto the channel. Join us next time, where I begin my reign as the undisputed champion of the WWE. Who will my first opponent be? That's a question we'll have to find out for next time. So yeah, join me next time for some more 1, 2, 3 count main event wrestling. Take it easy, everyone.